The average salary for a call center worker in Jamaica is $350.86 an hour. If you want to convert it to USD, that's $2.18 an hour USD. Bless the love, everybody. This is Jamaica. Welcome back to another episode of Free Speech People Talk. And today we're going to be looking into call centers in Jamaica, their wages. Is this an employment opportunity or is this exploitation? It is something that everyone is afraid to speak on. But if you know Jamaica, I fear no one but the Almighty. You understand? So we're going to get into it right after these messages. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Are you a recording artist? Have you been spending thousands of dollars in the studio to record, mix, and master? Then spending thousands more to get the cleanest quality music videos, but you're just not getting the attention that you deserve. Neither are you getting any calls from promoters for performances. Well, the reason is pretty simple. It's because nobody knows who you are. As an entertainer, publicity is your best friend. Here at Her Pocket Productions, we have heard your cries for media attention. So we have went ahead and partnered with two of the best publicists in the business, both locally and internationally. So in addition to your outstanding 4K quality music videos, Her Pocket Productions is now offering you the publicity that you need to propel your career to the next level. So do you want to be in news articles, radio interviews, radio airplays, TV interviews, performance bookings? WhatsApp or call Her Pocket Productions now at 876-342-5421 to get your quote. Her Pocket Productions, pocketing moments, crafting timelessness.
AI technology is a fast-rising phenomenon in the music industry and is a very recognized marketing tool to promote your music. From songs to music videos, AI technology is making its way in the entertainment spectrum at a speedy rate. So do you want to be a part of this phenomenon and promote your music with videos like the one on the screen? Then call or WhatsApp us at 876-342-5421. Herb Pocket Productions, pocketing moments, crafting timelessness.
Air Pocket, the real thing. He was to that.
All right, so let's get into the history of call centers in Jamaica. So call centers were basically established in Jamaica in the late 90s to the early 2000s by one of our past prime minister, right? So when it was instituted for economic growth and for employment opportunities, which everyone can agree that wasn't necessarily a bad move. But over a period of time, I've observed the call center, I've observed the BPO sector, and I've realized that there are some infractions that's in the BPO sector. It does provide employment opportunity, but do they provide fair wages? Let's get into it. First things first, what they don't tell you on paper, what they don't tell you on Google is that call centers are in Jamaica because they're taking advantage of the fact that we can speak English better than the Indians and the Philippines and all of that. So people understand us better than they would understand a person from Philippines or a person from India and so on. And also based on the fact that they can pay us $2.18 USD an hour. That's basically like a brand in the US sending their goods to be made in China for a way cheaper rate, and then when they come back to America, they sell you for 500 times the price. It's no different. So let's get further into it now. So just to put things into further perspective so that you may understand the currency in Jamaica. A box of food in Jamaica for lunch is like $1,000. So that means if you work 2.5 hours, you will afford to buy a food. You will afford to buy lunch. And if you work another hour, you may be able to buy a box drink. That's what you're getting paid at the call center. Now, let me just make this disclaimer. There are managers, there are supervisors, SMEs, and people who get more than $350 an hour. But the basic rate is $350 an hour, which is $2.18 USD an hour. So that's just showing you what the currency is like. Moving on. So I want to share a story. A couple of years back, I was working at a call center, not as an agent, in a different capacity, right? And there were this set of clients that came physically to the building, and they wanted to recruit a group of people, a group of staff to represent their brand. So they wanted to use the company as their call center, their BPO representatives, right? So they got a group, a small group, I think it was about like 10 persons, and they gave them training, and they had the best training in the history of the entire company based on what I was told while I was working there by other staff. They said they have never seen any training like that before. They got food, they got well taken care of, everything, because the clients wanted his staff to feel comfortable so that they can represent his brand the best, to the best of their ability, right? So as of such, they offer them a little bit more than the average call center worker would be getting paid. You know what the company did? The company took that money and still paid the staff members the exact same amount that everybody was getting paid. And I do believe that this has been happening throughout every single call centers. A lot of time when external companies get upset because of underperformance is because they are paying a whole lot of money to these call centers, a whole lot of money. But the staff is not seeing that even half of that money. So therefore, the staff don't feel appreciated. I have done call center work once in my life. Worst mistake I've ever made. I'll never do that again. You understand? And I can tell you, it's a hefty workload. Very hefty workload. And I think it's worth more than $2.18 USD. Let me just add that there are incentives. They have sign-on bonus and all of that. But one of the things that struck me about call centers is the high rate of turnover, staff turnover. They recruit like every day. Every time you go on social media and scroll, there is call centers. There are call centers recruiting. There are call centers calling for employees. There are call centers wanting staff. One at the time on Montego Bay, there was a car driving around and advertising that they need staff members. Why are there such a high staff turnover? Nobody's leaving their job when it's comfortable. These call centers are doing something wrong. Are you providing opportunities, job opportunities, or are you exploiting people? $2.18 an hour, let me just say that's straight up exploitation. You know I'm not afraid to say this is a Jamaica. Come on. So in my personal opinion, I do think that it is exploitation disguised as employment, if I'm being honest. They're taking advantage of the fact that we can speak English better than the Indians and people from Philippines and all of that, because whenever anyone from America or Canada or countries like that call anywhere at all, they understand our English better than most other countries. So that's what they take advantage of. It's no better than you going to China and pay the Chinese 50 cents an hour to make your brand or to make your product and then bring it back to America and pay this $300 for the same product that you just paid $50 or $100 to make. It's no different. And I do understand that you can't do all the work yourself because it's impossible for the boss to do everything themselves. The boss can't answer the phone and drive the truck and do all of the logistics themselves. They have to employ people. But what is wrong with fair wages? Do you think $2.18 an hour is fair wages? And that's why we have so much call center here. It's not so much because they care about Jamaica and, oh, I want to give the Jamaican people employment opportunities. No, that's exploitation. That's straight up exploitation disguised as job opportunities. Moving on. So to further put things into perspective, let's say you get $45,000 for the bi-weekly, for the entire fortnight, right? So 45 grand, right? Out of the 45 grand, you have to pay a fare to go back to work for 2 weeks. That's probably going to cost you, depending on your location, anywhere from 8 to 10 grand. Let's say 8 grand. We're going with the minimum, all right? So minus $8,000. That's going to leave you with $37,000. From that $37,000, you're going to have to buy food on a daily basis. It's like $1,000 for a box of food. So you're working 10 days for the fortnight, that's like 10 grand. So you minus $10,000. You're left with $27,000. Out of that $27,000, you might have kids. Let's say you have to spend maybe like a 10 grand on the kids. That's $10,000 on the kids, right? Now you're left with $17,000. You haven't bought anything for yourself as yet. Up until now, you have not bought anything for yourself. Now you have to buy food to put in the house. If you know anything about grocery shopping in Jamaica, $17,000 really can't buy. Man. So after I just represented your company in the best way that you wanted me to represent your company over the phone, I have to deal with strangers cursing at me, telling me all kind of things, calling me name, people that I don't know and I'm just trying to assist them, being rude. My fee for all of that is $2.18 USD an hour, $350. That is an insult. I just cannot understand. I don't know. I can't understand why it's a case where we are not allowed here to have suitable wages. We need suitable wages. You're going to have foreign companies coming into Jamaica. Let them know that, okay, all right, you can come, but we don't expect you to be paying our people here minimum wages. That's it. What's so hard in that? Just say, all right, listen, you have to pay them a bit over the minimum wage just for things too. You understand? And if it's a case where they're going to say, no, it don't make no sense, it's going to make sense to just stay in our country. Stay in your country then. Why is it that you can't do that in your own country, but you want to go to other people's country and do that? You can't do that in America, but you want to come to Jamaica and do it. Why are you allowing these people to come here and exploit our people? You see the irony? You can't do it in your country, you know, but you come to Jamaica and you want to do it in Jamaica. Help me to understand. Help me to understand that. How does that make any sense? Let me say this, and let me be abundantly clear. A lot of you BPO sectors, you owners of BPO sectors, you are exploiters. You are exploiting the fact that we can speak English well and you can pay us a chump change and keep the remaining for yourself. That's what you are doing. So how can you actually make a decent money from call centers in Jamaica? You have to be in management position, supervisor position. Well, supervisors barely make anything. Or you have to plan to work a whole lot of overtime. A whole lot of overtime. That's the only way that you're gonna earn some sensible money. No, to me that makes absolutely no sense at all. You get me? Let me just say something about this country of Jamaica, which I think that the government should look into. Yes, whenever you're having foreign investors coming into the country, you need to have a group of people that you employ that work for the government who assess these business. When they assess these business, they dictate to these business how much they pay the staff. You understand? Because if you leave these people alone to pay the staff, I'm seeing people in Chinese supermarket who are lifting hundreds of heavy rice bag, flour bag, and all of that. And for the week, legally, they can pay you $16,000 for the week. Legally. That cannot be fair. The wages in Jamaica badly need to be rectified. Badly. There's no way on earth no call center should be coming to Jamaica and paying people $2.18 an hour. Now imagine you're in a hole. Imagine you're in a hole. You're deep down in a hole. And there's a man at the top of that hole. And there's a ladder beside him. You can't see the ladder because you're down in the hole. And you're too far down and he's stretching his hand down to you, saying, come, grab my hand, I'm going to save you. He knows damn well he cannot save you because his hand is too sharp. The ladder is right beside him. Rather than putting down the ladder so you can climb up, he's giving you his hand. That's someone who doesn't really want to help you. They don't really want to help you, but they're trying to make it seem as if they're helping you. A lot of these foreign investors are not helping the country. They're trying to make it seem as if they're helping the country. I can speak about the Indian stores here. I drive from Negro Point all the way to Portland, right? With my lighters, trying to give to these people to say, hey, you have a brand of lighter, you mind selling it to the shop? The answer is no, not one of them. Not one of them took the lighters. You understand what I'm saying? Because they can bring in their things themselves. Every other nation that come to Jamaica, they work and they get rich, and Jamaican people still stay poor. Why is that? Every company can come here and exploit our people, exploit our labor, and pay us minimum wages. Why is that? Are we turning the country to China now? That's what we're doing? That's what we're doing now. This needs to be fixed. You need to have a body of people who you call the business assessment group or whatever you want to name them. Give them the fancy name that you like to give to your organizations. Send these people out to assess businesses, from the Chinese to the Indians. Everybody assess the business. You say the size of the business, you dictate to them, okay, based on the size of your business, you can't have less than 10 employees at no point in time. And you can't pay them less than this amount for the week or for the month or bi-weekly. We have to start putting some things into place. I can't just go to any country and do whatever I like. Even if I'm starting a business, it doesn't matter how much money I have. So why can everybody come here and do the same? The Chinese people come here, they get rich. The Indians come here, they get rich. The white man come here, they get rich. Everybody come here, they get rich. Why are we down here still staying poor? Why? Tell me. I think this is absurd. I think this is absolutely absurd to be paying people $2.18 per hour. You're not providing no opportunity. You're exploiting people in the name of employment. That's what you're doing. You're scamming labor. You are scamming labor of the people. $1,000 an hour wouldn't be bad. That could that could work with. At least you'd make $8 for the day. And the companies can afford to pay it, people. Let me just say that. They can afford to pay it. They just choose not to. You understand? You look at some of these companies, the gas stations, a lot of big food chains in Jamaica, worldwide big food chains, and you look at what they're paying their staff, minimum wages. Minimum wages, and you're literally making millions of dollars on a daily basis. You still can afford to pay your electricity bill, you still can buy food, you still can do everything for your business and be able to pay your staff efficiently, but you choose not to. And because the stupid government that we have here said that, no, it's okay. You can pay them $16,000 per week. Are you serious? Are you serious? The BPO sector is a very large sector in Jamaica. But how beneficial is it? And I just want all of you to know that I know that all of you can do better, but you choose not to because you don't have to. Because our government has agreed that that is okay to pay the people of the country. Let me tell you what they're paying you for, just in case you don't know. They're not paying you because they care about you. They're paying you so that you can get food to eat, a little food to eat, the bare minimum, so you can get food to eat. Not because they care about you, but they don't want you to die. Because they want you to continue to make them millionaires. So that's what they're paying you for, so you can nourish your body a little, They're paying you so that you can transport yourself to work, so they don't have to pick you up. So they're not sending the big slave bus for you anymore. You transport yourself to them every morning willingly to make them millionaires. And a little bit more money as an incentive to say, oh, yes, I am independent. That's what they're paying for. I can't even call that pay. It sounds illegal to call that even a salary. All of your company can do better. You can do better. You can pay the people of the company, this country better. Slavery was once legal. That doesn't mean it was right. You understand? You can afford to pay the people sensible wages, still have a lot of money left back in your pocket, and still take care of all your overhead costs for your business. You're just wicked. That's what you all are. Wicked. You're just some wicked sons and daughters of bitches who are exploiters, and you're exploiting the people of Jamaica, of their labor, for unfair wages in the name of job opportunities. That's what you're doing. So it's not so much that you want to come here and provide no job opportunity for people. If you didn't see the benefit, you wouldn't come here. There's a reason why you come here, because you can't afford to pay the same people in your own country. You can't afford to pay people in certain countries. So you come to Jamaica because our sellout government allowed you to come here and scam the labor for our people, exploit the labor for our people, so that you can continue to get rich. And yeah, that was another interesting session. A lot of things happen in this country, and I'm one of the people down here that is not afraid to speak on anything at all. It doesn't matter the consequences. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just the thing. So if you want to get music videos and you're coming to Jamaica, you want to get your nice music videos like the one you're seeing on your screen, just call our WhatsApp 876-342-5421. Also, we're having a special now on businesses. So if you want to get your business videos like the one that you're seeing on the screen right now, you can also reach out to Her Pocket Productions and get your business videos so that you can make your business look way more attractive. All right, so that was another session, and feel free to do your own research and see really and truly the darker side of the BPO sectors in Jamaica. There are a lot of companies here that are making substantial amount on a daily basis and just choose not to pay their staff that's doing the groundwork, the backworking work. They choose not to pay them proper wages because the government of Jamaica allowed them to pay people $16,000. That's like $100, by the way, $100 a week. Jamaican people, minimum wage is $100 per week. And I understand there are differences in currency and capital and all of that. But man, that's crazy. That's really, really crazy. I understand. So the paradise and land of food and water, the average man down here is suffering from improper and unfair wages. But see you next time. Next time we're going to be talking about 10 reasons why women give the child to the wrong man. In Jamaica, we call it jacket. 10 reasons why women give jacket. All right? You don't want to miss that one. Stay tuned and see you next time. Walk safe. Blessed love. Rush them and crush them.
Over the years we've been anticipating. Patiently we've been sitting and waiting. But now we sit, you're not really caring. Selfish because you don't dig the sharing. Oh Lord, also no food in your plate, king. Independence, what are we celebrating? I could go on and on with the debating, but all of them just are come with the same thing. Freedom, 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 so that they can speak. Yeah, this is Nature Ellis representing free speech. People talk. Sin. Do it through the pose of the most high. Nature Ellis, I said that. Her pocket, you don't know, it's like a rocket.